On 31st January 2022, my father rested. Japheth Lando, son of JI-TENGE, rested. A few weeks before he rested, he went round in and obviously sending a message of farewell. And on some occasions, he would tell people that looking around, he did not see people of his age. He would say, I'm the only one remaining. He went to Aunt Leah and told her that she and him are the only members of the JI-TENGE family, JI-TENGE children still alive. Aunt Leah is a widow of my father's immediate elder brother, Andrea Kwalanda, or if you want, Andrew Kwalanda. But we have other aunts who are widows of my father's stepbrothers. So I don't know why he talked to her that way. I even don't know if he talked to the other aunts the same way, because they have not told me, but she told me that he had come and told her that they are the only two remaining. So among JI-TENGE's children, Lando was the last one to die, but three aunts of mine who are widows to my other fathers, if you are an African, you know what I mean, are still alive. My father went to people who were close to him, talked about it. But if you look at the message that he was sending, it was a message that he was sending telling the people that the time is up. Lastly, he went to the nearest, to our priest, the padre, and he told him, when my time comes, you will personally attend to it. You will not send any other representative. And then after doing that, he went on a hunger strike. Whatever they would try to tell him, whatever they could pembeleza him, whatever they could force him, he used to spit off the food. He became so weak, and they tried to use the tubes to feed him. But suddenly he could know that what the tubes were for, and out of nowhere, he could immediately, he had reached a stage where people concluded that he could not even pick a spoon. But when he knew that he was being fed by tubes, he would reach out and remove those tubes forcefully, and then he would go back to his weak position. It reached a time we consulted, and we consult a lot on the phone. My stepbrother, Richard, knew many doctors at Jaramogi Oginga referral. So we consulted on the phone, and we agreed that my dad be taken to Jaramogi Oginga Hospital. I want to say here that in Lando's house, there are three houses. In the Lando's family, there are three houses. There is the Maragoli house, there is the Kikuyu house, and there is the defunct Tiriki house. the Tiriki house is defunct because the late Mama Ann died childless. So she went with her house. But whenever we five sons of Japheth Lando sit down to discuss anything, actually, if you ask me, that is one of the meetings where we tempers go high, name callings and whatever. But the best thing about it is that whatever we discuss there, it's just like the cardinals. You'll only see the smoke. And this is how we usually do. If we have 7 topics, we look at maybe 4 we agree, so we put the 4 aside. And then the 3, you find that 2, there is give and take, we agree on 2 in a manner. You see, the 4 we had agreed completely, but the 2 we argue, and you see give and take, so we agree on 2. You find that you agree on a point that because you people have agreed on this, then we have agreed on my point, then I'll agree with yours, although I didn't support it, whatever. And my stepbrother Peter usually chairs the meetings, and I usually take the minutes. And whenever the things we have discussed, we want to make it public to the clan, usually Peter stands up. And he has spent a lot of time out of the country, so he's not up to date with our tradition. So he says, okay, let the secretary talk. And according to our tradition, I have to seek for permission from him as our eldest sibling, and also from the clan. I would tell the clan, I've been, would you permit me to talk? And usually they say yes. And we disperse whatever. And you'll never know. You'll think that all the 6 points we have agreed. But the funny thing is, me reading some of the topics that I personally do not believe in, but since we have agreed as a group, I would defend them as though I am the one who proposed it. Now, my father, after telling everybody that he was going, my brothers decided that he has to take him to Jaramogi. When he was taken to Jaramogi, we also got complaints from the doctors there. They said that our father was occupying bed for no purpose, because the hospital is there to treat patients, and for a person who is not eating, they are supposed to feed him, because food is the best medicine. But since he's not eating, he's not taking any medication, and he's occupying a bed, we were requested to go and remove him there. That is a polite way of telling us that, the doctors cannot tell you to take your person home to die. So it was a polite way of telling us that. And we made, with the 5 sons, we made consultations, and we agreed that he be taken back home. So my stepbrother Richard went to collect Mzee so that he takes him all the way from Kisumu to our royal home in Webuye. When he went there, he said, I've come to see my patient. And he was told, you have not come to see your patient, you have come to take your dead father. Quick consultations were made, and we agreed that the body be taken to Lugulu. Talking then and talking now, I think my stepbrother Richard is a hero, and is a strong-willed person. Imagine carrying your own father, whom 3 hours ago you didn't know that he's dead. Then you carry him in a vehicle. Of course, there were 2 people there, because carrying my father the way he was he needed a person on the left and a person on the right to hold him up to home. So driving that vehicle all the way from Kisumu to Webuye, and from Webuye to Lugulu, I have to salute him. Yeah, I have to salute him. And then we carried out the funeral, and it was so superb. It was so superb in that we agreed in everything. I can say everything. Actually, I said that whenever we have a meeting, there is some compromise here to give and take and whatever. But in this one, we agreed on everything and we did everything. It was somebody comes up with an idea, you say, you have hijacked my idea. I was about to say that. Then we buried my father. At that time, because of Corona and so on, time for major speeches and whatever was not there. I could also not give speeches because, you see, it was there were so many people to talk and so on and so on. But what thing I liked about that is everybody talked. What we never stopped anybody from visiting my father, and we never stopped anybody from coming for the funeral, and we never stopped anybody from saying. Actually, we requested people that if you have to say something, don't say it the way Luhia say. You know, when a Luhia dies, everybody praises the dead person. Oh, he was very good or whatever. But my father was not a very popular person, and we allowed people to say, and it was a joy. You know, I do believe that when you speak the truth and you speak the truth willingly, and you have differed with the dead person and you forgive him, you are opening a way for him to go to heaven. My father was not popular, and my father, I can say, if you look at, if you look at people, if you want to understand somebody, look at the way he was born, look at the way he was brought up, look at they contribute. And there are even occasions he would wonder why he was doing that. It was like ABCD. This is somebody who, on one occasion, would park a vehicle at a bridge, the bridge that was named after him, and tell people not to cross that bridge. He's somebody, but toward the end of his life, he went round and apologized to people what he had done them wrong. I am one of the people he had wronged. He didn't ask me for apology, but you see, he went and asked other people, of which I'm contented. I have had issues. If you look at my police file, you'll find a lot of reports being so many things that he would write, and even when the government wants to compensate me, they usually refer. And usually when they refer to those things, it is funny because me, I understand my father. People at home, they understand my father. But people at police headquarters, okay, those who are older than me, but you see, there's nobody older than me still in the police service. They understand what he used to be, because at one time when I was doing a course at CID training school, the instructors talked about him without knowing that in that class there was one of his sons. So he was what he was, but the beautiful thing is, towards the end of his time, he went round and told people that he would go to people whom, before he started his hunger strike, he would go to people whom he never visited. And somebody would wonder now, has he come to look for trouble or what? But he would say, my time is up, and whatever I may have done you wrong, I apologize, let me go. And you see, he was somebody who could fight at the slightest irritation. So this person would be ready to defend himself or run away, but after Mzee says that, and would ask, have you forgiven me? And the person would say, I have I've forgiven you, in such a ready situation that maybe something would happen. But when my dad died, they came and said they have forgiven him. Thank you.